Ladies and gentlemen, the pleb is back. In tonight's report, Justin Trudeau gave a press conference today and got himself absolutely heckled by Indigenous Canadians, telling them to get off their land. As well, tonight, Pierre Poilievre's crowds are so big and going so viral that the left are completely melting down over them. And in our last story, yesterday was the carbon tax protest here in Canada, and I have all kinds of footage for you guys. You won't want to miss tonight's story. Stick around. Today's episode has been brought to you by my longtime sponsor, Beaver Bitcoin. If you want an easy place to buy Bitcoin in Canada, well, Beaver Bitcoin is the spot. Head over to beaverbitcoin.com/pleb and sign up for an account today. They even have my quote here right on my landing page that says, Justin Trudeau hates Bitcoin, and that's what keeps me buying more. And if you're not familiar with how to buy Bitcoin, you can head over to beaverbitcoin.com/advisor and set up a call today with a Bitcoin specialist over at Beaver Bitcoin who will walk you through your first purchase. Thank you, Beaver Bitcoin, for sponsoring today's report. And before we start the report, guys, YouTube is still unsubscribing you from my channel, so please double check that you're still subscribed. And if you're not subscribed already, smash that button because I'm going to show you the news the mainstream media won't. Welcome to your Tuesday report. We're going to have a lot of fun here today. I have hilarious footage of Trudeau getting absolutely heckled at a press conference. But before we get to that, I want to talk about Pierre Poilievre's crowd sizes. Over the last week, Pierre Poilievre has been hosting massive Axe the Tax rallies all across Canada. As you can see in this post here that I put out, look at that crowd in Ottawa. It was absolutely huge. And he also hosted a big rally over in Winnipeg. Quite a big crowd here, and try not to get copyright, but this is the crowd here in Winnipeg last week. And the cherry on top was the massive crowd Pierre Poilievre pulled in Alberta, which is possibly the biggest one I have ever seen. Just look how huge that crowd is. Absolutely insane. Now, with massive crowds like that and momentum behind Pierre Poilievre, well, very predictably, the left are having themselves an absolute meltdown over these crowd sizes, and I'm going to show you some of the conspiracy theories that the left has come up with regarding Pierre's crowds. Shout out to Stacey Monette for putting out all these amazing screenshots. Definitely follow her on X. Our first screenshot here and our first ridiculous comments comes from John in Ontario saying, "So easy to tell when a rally is staged, and his team should be a little more discreet when they hire their supporters. Half of these were rented by the hour." Or how about this one here from Privateer? "Very diverse crowd. Oh wait, that guy just returned from a neo-Nazi gathering in Florida." Unhinged. Or how about this one from Gordy? "Obsessed with crowd size, just like MAGA." Wow. Or how about this one from McSurley7 saying, "If this is huge to you, I bet you're easily satisfied." But it actually gets even crazier. Watch this. Or how about this one from Glenn saying, "Anyone with eyes can see that this is fake." Wow, that is next level crazy. Or how about this one? Oh, here we go. From Fire the UCP, "Looks like another green screen incident." They still think it's a green screen. These people are nuts. And our last crazy comment here of the night comes courtesy of Nuno Aguiar, who writes, "All 25 of them, most of which are paid." There were literally 1,200 people at that event. But yes, all 25 of them which are paid. Cuckoo, cuckoo. And the crowds are so big by Pierre Poilievre that the left are now threatening to call the fire marshal. Watch this here. Aim Todd says, "Let's call the venue and fire marshal because it holds 450. And if they're saying they squeeze 1,500, then they're breaking the law. And famous Truanon here, Larry Dallas, says, he quote tweeted Pierre Poilievre and says, "Call the fire marshal." The left are truly losing their minds, folks, and it's glorious to watch. I am enjoying the show. How about you guys? And the momentum for Pierre Poilievre is continuing this week as he held a rally last night on Vancouver Island, and just listen to the energy of this crowd waiting for him to start. Watch. Look at that energy, right? And after Pierre Poilievre had his rally on Vancouver Island last night, which is traditionally a left-wing riding, lots of progressive people over there, listen to the pop he received from the crowd at the end of the rally. It's one of the loudest I have ever heard. Listen to this pop. It reminds me of WWF wrestling in the 90s when Stone Cold Steve Austin would come out on Monday Night Raw. Watch. Tossing out some merch, man. The crowd loves Pierre Poilievre. Just look at that reaction. Look at this. Oh, now he's throwing out apples. Amazing, man. That is absolutely awesome. Quite the sight last night in Vancouver Island. Beautiful. And to all the crybaby leftists on X who say things like, "Oh, crowd sizes at rallies don't equal votes," let me show you this that just broke here on X. Pierre Poilievre and the Conservatives are now at 48% in Ontario. When is the last time they were that dominant in Ontario? How do you like them apples, Liberals? And for our last laugh here regarding these crowd sizes, I was able to dig up a Trudeau rally photo from 2013. Look at this, okay? Justin Trudeau, look how small this room is. Trudeau puts on his tweet here, "Amazing turnout for our rally tonight in Provencher." Amazing turnout. Just like our economy is amazing while everyone is broke, right? The left has no clue what the word amazing is. But yes, this was a Trudeau rally in 2013. Now let's look at it side by side here. This is a Pierre Poilievre rally in 2024. And a Trudeau rally in 2013. And if I could bring this point back up, let's look at this crowd here. It looks pretty white, doesn't it? Did I do that right, Liberals? And the funny part is that Trudeau rallies are literally so lame that he puts the crowd to sleep. Just look at this guy right here. In our next story of the night, things just keep getting worse and worse for Justin Trudeau, who is giving a press conference today on Indigenous land and got himself absolutely brutally heckled. The footage is incredible. Let's watch. All right, here we go.
It's really important to understand the context around immigration. Every year we bring in about 450, now close to 500,000 permanent residents a year. And that is part of the necessary growth of Canada. It benefits our citizens, our communities, it benefits our...
Man, you guys hearing that in the background? They're like, "We don't want you, get off our land." Wow.
Economy. These are the levels that we have stabilized and grown steadily over the past years, because that's what Canada needs to continue to have a strong economy and strong communities. However, over the past few...
This is the best Trudeau press conference of all time. Having them scream over him actually makes it tolerable to listen to this 2-minute clip. Great job to our Indigenous brothers and sisters here.
Years, we've seen a massive spike in temporary immigration. whether it's temporary foreign workers or whether it's international students in particular, that have grown at a rate far beyond what Canada has been able to absorb. To give an example, in 2017, 2% of Canada's population was made up of temporary immigrants. Now, we're at 7.5% of our population comprised of temporary immigrants. That's something that we need to get back under control, both for the benefits of those people, but as international students, we're seeing increasingly vulnerable to mental health challenges, to not being able to thrive and get the education they want, but also increasingly more and more business.
Man, there's still 20 seconds left in this clip. This is amazing. Oh my God.
Businesses relying on temporary foreign workers in a way that's driving down wages in some sectors. So we want to get those numbers down. Wow. It's a responsible approach to immigration that continues on our permanent residents as we have, but holds the line a little more on the temporary immigration that has caused so much pressure in our communities.
Best press conference ever. Am I right? And if you actually listen to his answer in that press conference, sorry, I was too busy laughing at the heckling. He actually admits in that clip that he completely screwed up immigration in this country. Well, no shit, Sherlock. And in our last feature story of the night here, if things couldn't actually get any worse for Justin Trudeau, well, yesterday the carbon tax increased here in Canada by 23%, and Canadians flooded to the streets to protest the carbon tax. Now, after a 23% carbon tax increase here in Canada, Debbie Bloodcott put out this tweet, which I think perfectly sums up how we are feeling right now. I woke up hating Justin Trudeau 23% more today. Perfect. Now, yesterday, I was in Ottawa to cover the carbon tax protests and got my ears assaulted by none other than Dina Sharif. Yes, she came up to me and blasted this into my ear. Watch.
That's an assault whistle.
Oh, man.
And you have no Okay, anyway, back to I'm being assaulted by a crazy Karen.
That's right, folks. I am literally willing to go deaf to give you guys the best coverage of these crazy protests. And for those of you who missed yesterday's protest, I live streamed the whole thing from Ottawa. The stream is 3 hours, 15 minutes long, and you can go watch the replay underneath the live tab on my channel. But enough with Ottawa. I'm going to take you around Canada right now and show you some of the scenes that unfolded at yesterday's nationwide carbon tax protest. Here are some of the scenes in Uxbridge, Ontario, which is the rural part of Toronto. Wow. Yes. Axe the tax, baby. I love it. Oh my God, the farmers are here. Carbon tax equals higher grocery prices. No carbon tax. Wow. Now let's take things over to St. Catharines, Ontario, near Niagara Falls, where protesters were protesting on the overpasses.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Ah, wow. All right. Not a bad crowd for a small town. Look at that. Jailbird. That sign is amazing.
How's it going?
Thank you. Thank you for what you do.
Oh, appreciate it. Thanks for your support.
People are honking. People are supporting. Now let's take things over to the Maritimes, which are Justin Trudeau country in terms of support, but Canadians showed up there as well to protest the carbon tax. Look at that convoy here up at the top along the highway. Look at that. Wow. Damn, it's on both sides of the highway here. Okay, that's pretty neat. And at the Nova Scotia-New Brunswick border, the farmers showed up to join the protest. All right. Upside down Canada flag. Guys, put some tractors in the chat right now. Tractors in the chat for the farmers. Okay, it's not upside down. Wow. Look at that. Let's go Canadian farmers. I love it. And at the Nova Scotia-New Brunswick border, guess what? The truckers are back and they showed up to support. Beautiful flag, sir. Nice. The truckers are back. Look at that. Love the Canada flags. Love to see it. Now that's what's going on in the Maritimes. Now we'll take things over to Alberta, the most patriotic part of Canada. And over in Alberta, things got a little more intense. And listen to this organizer explain that their plan was to camp alongside the highway until the carbon tax is gone.
The plan for today is just to get organized and meet and greet people, and we're waiting on a phone call here to see if the sign place is open for traffic control. And
so I just spoke to you and you said you've got no exit plan, so you guys are planning to maybe camp out on the highway for a couple days.
We're going to be camping out, yeah. There's no departure date, let's put it that way.
And over in Cochrane, Alberta, which is outside of Calgary, the protesters decided to shut down one lane of the highway for their protest. Wow.
Okay, you know what? Plans changed. Moving it in. Plans changed. Moving it in.
They're putting cones. Wow. And even after slowing down traffic and shutting down part of the highway, the drivers by appeared to be supporting the protesters. Here's another scene from that protest. More support. And look at all those campers. They're not kidding. They were going to sleep. They're sleeping there. Wow. You gotta love Alberta. Now let's take things a little further over to Banff, where they were having a protest there as well. Wow. They shut down a lane on the highway as well over in Banff. Is that guy's on a horse with a Canadian flag? That is amazing. And there was even another protest out in Lloydminster, Alberta.
All right, here in Lloydminster, people have been arriving all morning. There you go.
Alberta rules. Alberta rules. I love Alberta, and you guys showed up so strong yesterday at the carbon tax protest. Absolutely amazing job, Alberta. Now let's move things over to today in Alberta at the camp where the protesters are camping out. Apparently now they are being met by the RCMP. Damn. The thugs have showed up. Per Daisy Media here, this is what peaceful protesters in Alberta are facing today. I wish them the best of luck, and I hope they don't get trampled like the truckers did in Ottawa. I don't want to see that again. So yes, that's the latest on the carbon tax protests, and tomorrow I'll have more updates for you guys as to what's happening in Alberta at those camps with the RCMP. Stay tuned for tomorrow's episode. All right, guys, we're going to wrap this episode up here, but I got to ask you guys these questions. What did you guys think of those leftist meltdowns over the Pierre crowd sizes? Are these people losing their mind more and more every single day? Also, what did you guys think of Trudeau getting heckled at the press conference? Was that not absolutely golden? And were you guys at these carbon tax protests yesterday going on across Canada? Tell me in the comments down below. I'm going to keep it real with you guys. I am feeling good today. I'm feeling re-energized. Something about being in my studio with my backdrop and my microphone just hypes me up, makes me want to make really good content, and it is so good to be back. All right, guys, if you enjoyed today's episode, smash that like button so more people see the video. Share it with your friends. Tell your friends about the Pleb. Tell your friends the Pleb is back. And if you're not subscribed to this channel, smash the subscribe button. My name is the Pleb. This was your Tuesday report, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Peace.